Hi, hello friends. Welcome to the today's session. Welcome to Unacademy and welcome to my classes. In this session, we are going to discuss the very important concept. So it is going to be under consecutive lectures of Mac layer. Very important 2 to 3 marks question in any kind of competitive examination. So before entering into medium access control or media access control, we are going to say our anthem. Our anthem is crack GATE and ESE with India's largest learning platform, none other than Unacademy. Get Plus subscription and access unlimited live and recorded lectures from India's topmost educators. Dear friends, we know that Unacademy has provided wonderful digital platform to serve the dedicated students. So utilize this opportunity what the Unacademy is providing and get the best and clear your dreams and your goals, because your dream is our dream and Unacademy's dream. Dear friends, myself is Srinivasarao Sir, having more than 15 years of experience in the GATE with various papers. I also had industry experience in the backend side, that is the database and systems, with relevant good certifications. Dear friends, throughout my journey of GATE, I taught in many premium academies with the highest success rate. Many of my students got settled in the higher positions in the companies, PSUs or campus, that is software companies. This is all just because to clear GATE examination. So they have got successfully completed their GATE examination and completed their MTech programs from India's topmost institutions. You also can achieve such kind of goals just by giving GATE examination. But giving GATE examination is require a lot of effort from your side as well as from educator's side. So Unacademy has brought forward many topmost educators to serve you. Utilize this opportunity. Wonderful online platform, wonderful interface they have provided. Utilize this platform and see that whatever goal you are having, that is going to be succeeding. Now, dear friends, according to GATE and ESE subscriptions, there are two premium subscriptions are there. One is a plus, the other one iconic batch. So once you become a premium student, you are going to get unrestricted access, which means whatever the content is there in Unacademy portal, like live sessions, live quizzes, and mock sessions, and many other things which are beneficial to you to write examination in easier manner, all are available in that plus program. And Unacademy also launched very new innovative program, Iconic. So in Iconic, we are having inbuilt plus course, and we are also having 1:1 personal coach. You need this. Why? Because in the examination, we all may be under stress. So therefore, there is a proper guidance is required for do's and don'ts that you may not be aware, so that there is a requirement of proper guidance and training and tips and shortcuts required. So these are well planned and providing by Unacademy who are enrolled in Iconic batch. So therefore, dear students, if you are already a plus student, please migrate to Iconic. Therefore, you are all going to get 1:1 personal training program. So according to subscription prices, which are very lesser as comparatively to others. So according to Plus, there are three kinds of subscriptions are there: 12 months and 18 months and 24 months. If you use my referral code, you are going to get my guidance and my old student guidance, because many are qualified and many are doing in topmost positions in topmost companies. 15 years of career. Many of my alumni is there, so they also can able to assist you. And by applying my referral code, apart from the guidance, you're also going to get some concession on your subscription fees. Therefore, utilize this opportunity what the Unacademy is giving you. And the other plan is iconic plan. As I told you that you are going to get 1:1 guidance program. So the subscription prices are as like this. And my referral code is also eligible to this. So use my referral code to get the maximized discount on this. Therefore, my dear friends, these are the final prices. So use my referral code and see that you are going to join under me. And if you are having any queries regarding subscription or regarding any competitive examination, please reach us using this form. So fill this form, then Unacademy is going to direct a member who can assist you to clear all your doubts. So let's crack GATE CSE is our YouTube channel. Subscribe our YouTube channel. Use my referral code to get the admission into Unacademy. Hit the bell icon for latest notifications and updates. Friends, let us start our today's session, that is media access control. So what is a media access control? Why there is a requirement of MAC even though LLC is presented? Now we know data link layer. So according to your data link layer, as it is hop to hop based, and it is dealing with many kind of functionalities like flow control, error control, MAC addressing, error detection, and error correction. So there is a one more layer is also there in your DLL. The first layer is logical link control, which is of IEEE 802.2. The other one MAC, which is of 802.3. Two standards are there. So we already learned LLC in the last classes consecutive lectures, and now we are about to learn about the sublayer of MAC. So you're all maybe having a doubt that why there is a requirement of a MAC layer. First, let us focus and we will see that what are the different MAC techniques are available in the upcoming sessions of MAC layer. So as your data link layer we are talking about, and the first layer is LLC and its next sublayer is a MAC. So the MAC stands for media access control or medium access control. Why there is a requirement of MAC? Can't we run data link layer without MAC? This is my first question. Anybody, those who are on the online, please reply to my question. Can't we run system without MAC? So if you know answer to this, then you will understand why there is a requirement of sublayer, that is a MAC. So you see that I will say that I can, yes. In what kind of application I can, yes? If it is a dedicated channels. If it is a dedicated channels, then we don't worry about your medium access control. That means dedicated channels means it is a 1:1 where you are going to see that the medium is not going to be under sharing. Yes, it is a non-shareable channel. That means, my dear friends, I need not require MSc in the following two conditions. What is that? One is a dedicated channels and the other one is nothing but non-shared channel. But if I am taking dedicated channels or non-shared channels, it's a very big problem to us. Why very big problem to us? If I am saying that I am using dedicated channels, such a way means there is a node 1, there is a node 2, and there is a node 3. And I do not want to use any shared channel. Therefore, what will happen? When you are not using a shared channel, you need to establish 1:1 channel there. And if N2 would like to communicate with 1:3, there is a requirement of 1:1 channel is there. If N1 would like to communicate with N3, there is a requirement of 1:1 channel. That means when channels are increased, please understand, when nodes are increased, then automatically the medium is going to be increased. Because I am using a dedicated, medium is going to be. When medium is increased, then it is going to be expansive to us. It is going to be very expansive. That's why we are not interested in dedicated channels or non-shared channels. So according to non-shared channels, the other name of your dedicated channel, such a way that whenever two parties are communicating, for example, N1 and N2 and N3, they are laying like this. If N1 would like to send the data to N2, I am establishing a channel. If N1 would like to communicate with N3, you cannot share this channel because this is under non-shared mode. Therefore, what will happen? You need to establish a separate channel between this. Therefore, what will happen? This is another 1:1 channel where N1 can securely communicate with N3 as it is not under sharing. But if N2 would like to communicate with N1, no channel is required because it's already available other side. But if N3 would like to communicate with N2, and these medium channels cannot be accessed. Therefore, there is a requirement of what? One more dedicated channel is required. Now tell me, as your nodes are get increased, then automatically medium cables and Ethernet ports are also going to be increased. Hence, it is going to be very costly approach. That's why we want to reduce the effort and the cost. So there is a requirement of what? A single channel complex. Whenever you are having a multiple channels, dedicated channels, the network is also going to be complex because a multiple number of medium channels you will find. Okay. So we know I'm going to ask you one question. What is that? Let n nodes are there. N nodes are connected through mesh topology. Now he is asking dash number of full duplex channels required. Dash number of full duplex channel is required. Our answer is n into n minus 1 by 2. This is your answer. Okay. They are all dedicated channels only. They are all not under sharing. They are dedicated channels. Please observe, I am coming to the point why there is importance of MAC. You let n nodes are there. N nodes are connected using star topology. Please see the topology changes medium cables. Star topology. Then Dash medium channels required. Dash medium channels required. Anybody, those who are online can tell me. Those who are watching this lecture, tell me. I have already told you n into n minus 1 by 2 in the event of mesh topology. So in the event of star topology, how many channels required? This is my another question. So I will say, according to that, n channels, n nodes would like to communicate using a star topology. There is a requirement of how many? The answer is n medium channels required. This is your answer. So according to your mesh, it is n into n minus 1 by 2. According to star is nothing but what? There is a central controller. So there is a central controller like a switch or a hub. So I'm saying that n nodes I want to connect means there is a requirement of n ports. If I'm saying that 4 nodes are there in that, therefore what will happen? 4 nodes are required, 4 medium channels using 1:1 connectivity. Now you understand carefully. I hope so you got clear. So if I am using star topology, this is the concept. If it is a mesh topology, this is the concept. So in the event of dedicated channels, I don't require what I said. Please understand. In the event of dedicated channels, there is no requirement of MAC. I'm not using because LLCs take care of them because as you are using dedicated channels. But I cannot afford that much because it is very much expensive. That's why to reduce cost and decrease the time complex and decrease the complexity of the network and decrease complexity of the network, better you go for shared channels. Better we prefer what? Shared channels. So what is the shared channel? We don't require this kind of setup. Why we don't require this kind of setup? We are having all together only one channel. We ask the nodes to connect it. That's it. So only one channel is there. And to this channel, we are going to connect each and every node. Those who would like to send or receive data. N number of nodes. N number of nodes are connected to shared channel. Therefore, it is a very inexpensive. Why it is inexpensive? Because of only one channel and less number of complexity in your structure. Because only one medium cable you will find from one particular point to other particular point. Hence, there is no complexity in this, no concept of what? Expansive nature. But there is a big problem with a shared channel. Why there is a big problem with a shared channel? You know what is the problem. When I am saying that the shared channel is also going to be used in a broadcast channel. So when we are talking about a shared channel or a broadcast channel, multiple number of nodes are going to be transmitted at the same time. Because nobody knows about other status, then what will happen? They are all get connected to your medium. So we don't know what the other guy is doing. So whenever we don't know what the other guy is doing, your data might be capped. So he also may keep the data, and he also may keep the data, and he also may keep the data. Then what will happen? At somewhere you are going to see a concept of a what? Collisions. Somewhere you are going to see a concept of what? Collisions. Therefore, my dear friends, there is an advantage with shared channel. What is that? It is inexpensive and less complexity in the structure, but it is one of the drawback. Main drawback is what? Collisions. Whenever collisions are existed, then automatically the data packets which are there in the queue are going to be discarded. Now we want to take a challenge here. What is the challenge? We want to use a shared channel only. We are not going to afford much more investment in the channel side. We want to use a shared channel, but there is a requirement of a tuning mechanism. So that tuning mechanism is going to see that arbitrary mechanism is going to see that there will not be a concept of what collisions. Even collisions are existed, very minute number of collisions only we are going to see it. So that is the concept of what MAC. So MAC is the decider. MAC is the decider who can able to decide you that who is going to send the data at a certain amount of time. So whenever one node becomes a sender, then all other nodes are automatically becomes receiver. So when you see this kind of a situation, then there will not be any kind of a collisions in the network, even though you are using a what shared channel. So because of this, what will happen? Let me say few points here. So when you talk about the shared channel, advantage is a fine, inexpensive, and no complexity in the structure. But what is the disadvantage I highlighted? Few disadvantages I highlighted. One is there may be a chance of collision. Assumption to that you are going to get a collide because it is under shared channel. No doubt, every node feels that my data may not be success because it is under shared channel. Collision assumption. And the second disadvantage is, what is that? So waiting. This is a very important waiting. Why waiting? When somebody is sending data to avoid the collision, there is an arbitrary mechanism such that others must not send the data at the same time. So whenever you are saying that others must not send the data at the same time, then it is going to be half duplex only. Then it is going to be what? Half duplex only. Therefore, what will happen? Others are not allowed to send. Whenever you are sending your data, only one sender you are going to find at a time, and all others are going to become a what? The receivers. So unless and until the first node transmission is completed, you cannot start your transmission. If you start your transmission, both the data are going to be what? Collide. That's why a node waiting time here is also going to be one of the important factor. And the third one is that efficiency. Our efficiency is decreased. So these are the important points we want to see. What is that? There may be a collision chance, and there may be a waiting when somebody is there on your medium. Unless and until his data is completed, we cannot able to send any data because there may be a chance of collision. And because of this, we will guess that efficiency is decreased. But apart from this, we prefer only what? Shared channel. Why we prefer only shared channel apart from this? Because we want to see that less number of cost and inexpensive cabling structure we want. Okay. So you may get a doubt that what may be the advantage with the dedicated channel? That is one of your doubt. What may be the advantage with dedicated channel? Dedicated channel advantage is that very faster because I'm not going to wait for others because I have got a dedicated channel. I can send the data and you also can able to send the data at the same time. Therefore, there will not be any kind of what? Slow transmission in this. It's always fast transmission either in the mesh as well as either in the what? The star topology is a what? Fast transmission. So that point also we want to highlight. What is that point? Advantage with your dedicated channel. Now I am talking about dedicated channel. So dedicated channel advantage is privacy and security. Because nobody is there between you and the destination. But in shared channel it is not like that. Please understand, in shared channel between you and others there are some intermediate nodes are also existed. They may ping the data, they may hear your data what you are transmitting. So that's why this is another disadvantage in your shared channel. What is that? No privacy and no security. So here privacy and security is there, and they are very faster. But only one disadvantage I have highlighted. What is that? Expansive. And complexity. Okay. Now, how Mac is going to control? How Mac is going to control these problems which are identified, like collision assumption, like weighting assumption, and you see that other kinds of things. So finally, what do we understand about the Mac? When you talk about the Mac, medium access control, the medium access control only for shared channels only, or only for broadcast channels. I hope so now you got my point. What is my point? Whenever you are talking about medium access control, it is only for shared channels or broadcast channels where you see that a single cable is going to be shared by multiple number of nodes. And why there is a requirement of MAC? Again, you are coming to the point. Why there is a requirement of a MAC? Because in a shared channel, there may be a chance of collisions. There may be a chance of many other problems. That's why we want to have a one controller who can able to have the proper coordination between the nodes who are connected on the same channel. That coordination is given by medium access control. So medium access control is the coordinator among all the nodes who are connected to the same channel or shared channel. It decides who has to send the data at the some time. At an instance of time, who is going to be the sender, then who are the going to be the receiver. That is also decided by your MAC layer. Okay. So it is the sublayer below of your LLC is a MAC. It determines who is allowed to access the medium at an instance of time. It refers a frame structure with a MAC address which is inside kept. There are generally two forms of applications of your Mac. One is distributed, the other one centralized. So Mac sublayer is used in broadcast channels and shared channels, like these are the real-time applications. Many other are there. I am specifying very few. Satellites, we are using MAC layer. Ethernet, right now you people are using Ethernet. Your mobile has got Ethernet, right? With an Ethernet port only you able to connect it to the internet, Wi-Fi Ethernet port. Your laptop has got laptop Ethernet port, one LAN as well as one Wi-Fi. Both are there in your laptop, including Bluetooth also. Your Bluetooth, they are all based on what? Sharing only, medium access control applications. Ethernet is one, and wireless is a one, and cellular is a one, and one more I want to specify, that is your radio broadcasting. Your radio broadcasting is another one, and your TV broadcasting is another one. These are all nothing but what? Mac applications only. So you cannot escape from the Mac. Please understand. You cannot escape from the Mac because all the real-time applications are based on Mac only. Because we want to see that inexpensive and less complexity in the structure, but efficiently we want to work. That's why we are believing in IEEE 802.3. That is nothing but medium access control. Clear? So any doubt you can ask me through chat. So this is one of the important point of your Mac. Why Mac? What are the Mac applications? These are your Mac applications. Any doubt, friends? Please message to me. Any doubt you are having? So let us go to next point. What are the functionalities of your Mac layer? The functionalities of your Mac layer is channel access. Mac means medium access control, dear friends. MAC address, hardware address, medium access control. This is MAC. Are you watching class through mobile or laptop? First tell me. If you are watching class through mobile means you are accessing through Wi-Fi port of your mobile. If you are watching through laptop, you are accessing Wi-Fi from your laptop. So that means what? They are all under the control of your MAC address only, medium access control. Because your Ethernet is one of the real-time application of your MAC layer. You cannot escape from the MAC layer because any device which they are inventing, any device, whatever the devices they are inventing for the communication, they are all is configured with the MAC only, medium access control. And every device is configured with its physical address. That address is called as what? MAC address. So you see that you want to find what is your MAC address, go to your mobile and go to Wi-Fi setting. It will give you 12-digit address. Every mobile has got this MAC address, 12-digit MAC address you will find. Or you send one Bluetooth message to your friend, then it will show it so and so MAC address. He has got received the data. So they're all configured with the MAC address, right? Even CC cams also is attached with your MAC address only. And the other functionality is a LAN switching. That is nothing but store and forward switching. The other one is a MAC filtering and a spanning tree protocol and data packet queuing and scheduling and store and forward switching or cut through switching and quality of service and virtual LAN. Virtual LAN is nothing but VLAN only. They are all the real-time applications of your Mac layer, Mac functionalities. Now listen, I have got a shared channel here. Channel is nothing but medium only. Cable TV, you take one of the real-time application of your cable TV. A long wire will come and they are attaching to homes. Now you see, there is a node 1 and there is a node 2 who are connected to same medium. This is your shared medium. Shared medium means anybody can share it. So now what will happen? N1 and N2 are connected to same medium only. Okay. This medium has got end point and start point. End point and start point. Please observe one important thing carefully. It's one of the tough topic in the computer networks. Please learn carefully. Now you see, once listen. So N1 is trying to send the data. So when N1 is sending the data and we want to see that others must not send. For example, N1 only sending the data packet. I'm writing in the blue. So this data is available in the medium. So as long as N1 data is available in the medium, N2 cannot send his data. So if N2 send a data, then what will happen? If N2 send a data, then both the data packets are going to be under collide. Here, only N1 is sending. Only N1 is sending because in the shared channel. So what will happen? So according to this, there is no concept of what? Collision. Now, so if you take another example, this is also shared medium where two nodes are get connected. and there is no any kind of tuning mechanism. Please understand, there is no controller, just they are connected to your shared medium only. If there is no Mac, then what will happen? If there is no Mac, then what will happen? I am saying that it is a shared channel. So N1 is going with the data, so I am writing in the form of blue color. So this is N1 data. So his data is right now is propagating or traversing from one particular point to other particular point. So if it is out of this endpoint, no problem. Your channel becomes again free. Please understand. Right now, your channel is not a free because somebody's data is in the medium inside. Now here, what will happen? N2 also would like to share it. What will happen? He is also sending his data. Now here there is a big situation. What is that? So N1 data and N2 data are going in the medium itself. So here there is a one important point. N1 data and N2 data may be under collide. Exactly in that it is a collision only. May be collide. How? What are the conditions to get the collision? The conditions to get the collision is any bit of N1, any data bit of N1 may collide with any data bit with N2, any data bits of N2. That's it. So when the collision happen, naturally here you will see that collision 100% because both of the data is existed at a given instance of time. So when you get the collision, then what will happen? Your data is going to be discarded. Please listen, we are learning today only the importance of Mac. Next upcoming lectures, the techniques we will learn how to avoid the collisions. So whenever collision happen, whenever collision occurred, what will happen? The data packets or bits are lost. Therefore, nodes must retransmit them. Nodes must retransmit them. So this is the point. Now what will happen? So we do not know others status, whether he is sending data or not, so that I can able to send the data or not. You are in ambiguity. You are in a doubt that whether should I send the data or not, because there may be that multiple nodes are get connected to your medium. So N1 has got the data and N2 has got the data, N3 also got the data. They may send the data at the same time. As this is a shared channel, there may be a chance of what? Collision if other particular guy data is available. So my dear friends, so this is your shared channel. Now what will happen? Now we will trust in Mac. So what the Mac is going to do? It is a coordinator between all of you. It is a coordinator between all of you. Now, in order to have the proper control, who has to get the access at an instance of time, so that one party data is available in the channel and others are supposed to be under waiting. So that kind of arbitrary mechanism is provided by your Mac player. Now I am believing in Mac such that I am not going to have this kind of situation. Now what the Mac is going to do? Whenever N1 is going to send the data through this medium, first you need to confirm with the Mac. Again, whenever N2, because they are all connected to shared channel only, but it is now under the control with Mac. Whenever N2 would like to send the data, first you need to take the permission from Mac. And same the case with N3 also. They are all first of all contact your MAC. For what? For what? So MAC is going to say that whenever nodes contact the MAC that what is the channel status, then MAC will say only two important information, whether channel is busy or the channel is free. Like your telephone and mobile, please understand. When you call to somebody, so directly the call will not goes to somebody. First, there is a mechanism who is going to first check the other party is idle or not. If other party is idle, then you are going to get a ringing sound. If other party to whom you want to talk, and if he is talking already with somebody else, then it is going to give you, the controller will give you that engage sound. So you cannot send the data, you need to wait. So this is what is right now is happening in telephones as well as in mobiles, right? So that's why all the nodes who are sharing your shared channels are supposed to contact your Mac. Then Mac is going to give you the channel status, whether it is idle or whether it is a busy. If it is idle, you can push your data. If it is busy, you need to wait your next chance. So this is the main intention of Mac layer and importance of Mac layer. So now I am going to write what is that? Mac provides access mechanism. It decides who has to access the channel. It decides who has to access the channel, either N1 or N2 or N3, using a small mechanism. What is the mechanism? So first, every node should contact MAC only. Every node contact MAC. To access a shared channel, that's very important. To access a shared channel, if it is a dedicated channel, we don't mind, we don't require any concept of MAC. To access a shared channel, then what the MAC is going to do, MAC will reply with two signals. One is an idle signal. If the medium is idle, then you are going to get idle signal. Idle signal if a medium is idle. It will give you engage, that is a busy signal if a medium has somebody's data. If a medium has some node data, some other node data. So when you receive idle signal, soon after receiving your idle signal, after receiving idle signal, a node can start the data. Node can send data. But when the listen, after receiving busy signal, then node has to wait. Node has to wait. Now tell me, according to this situation, are there any collisions exist? Will there any collisions according to this diagram? Not at all. That is the power of Mac. There will not be any kind of a collisions because there is an interface between you and your shared medium that you need to first contact your Mac, then Mac will give you whether the channel is idle or the channel is carrying somebody's data. Therefore, there will not be any collisions. So how easy concept this is. Even though I am using inexpensive because only one channel I am using, but multiple nodes are sharing it, but there will not be any concept of collisions. But there are some cases collisions. So how to handle them, we will see in the upcoming sessions. So this is what is the main importance of Mac. That means your Ethernet, like your, what I mean to say, TV broadcasting, radio broadcasting, satellite channels, Tata Sky, many other things are all completely based on sharing channel only. Only one channel. That channel will be shared by multiple number of nodes so that we are not going to get any kind of collision. But in mobiles, you may have this problem. What is that? Your call may be overlapping. So your call may be, what I mean to say, disturbance. So cross calls you may get, especially in telephones and mobiles. That's the meaning of what collision. You are contacting to one receiver, but you are unable to contact him. Automatically, other party will come into middle. Cross call. So there may be a chance, because of this issue. What is this issue? So the arbitrary function sometime may not able to detect the, may not able to see that the collisions are existed. There may be a chances of collisions. So to handle the collisions, there are some protocols are there according to your Mac. So that is the meaning of multiple access protocol. Why multiple access? As name itself has got multiple access. What is the multiple access? You see that there are some shared channel. So I'm writing like this only. There are some shared channel, and you see that N1 and N2 are trying to access the shared channel randomly or multiply. So N1 would like to send the data and N2 also would like to send the data. We want to see that they will not be collide. That is the mechanism of what, how you can able to use multiple access. This is done by MAC protocols. These are called MAC protocols. So MAC mainly for what? Shared channels and multiple access only. At a time a shared channel, how can you access? So without having any collision, we are seeing. So random access or contention based or Aloha, CSMA, CSMA by CD, CSMA by CA. And according to controlled access, reservation based, polling based, token passing based. According to channelization, your cable TV, I'm talking about your Tata Sky or your FiberNet or your Videocon TV or whatever may be the TV, Airtel, they're all based on FDMA, TDMA, and CDMA. Okay, so these are the different varieties of techniques which are there as a collectively in your Mac. So standard Macs. So the standardized Macs are based on round and scheduling and contention based. So what are they? We will learn in the upcoming classes. According to round robin, so a node must wait for next turn. So one is called token bus, the other one is called polling. According to scheduling, distributed queue dual bus. According to contentions, the slots, it is CSMA by CD and CSMA by C. These are all bus based, and ring based is token ring, which is called as a fiber distributed data interface. So these are all bus based and this is a ring based, and the techniques are as like this. Now we will learn in this session, the continuation. We already learned what is the importance of Mac. Now we will see that what are the different medium sharing techniques. One medium sharing technique is a static allocation. The other medium sharing is a dynamic allocation. What are the different varieties? Static allocation, whenever you talk, static channel allocation. Whenever you see your spectrum is fixed, spectrum is nothing but capacity or bandwidth or data rate, that is fixed. That is a fixed. That is the meaning of static allocation. You cannot change it. That means N stations are supposed to use same fixed spectrum or bandwidth or data rate. I want to give one real-time example for this. We all know internet. Internet is a control by government of India. According to our India, I'm talking. Ministry of Communication. This is under the control of Ministry of Communication. So this government of India has vast volume of spectrum. Spectrum is nothing but your bandwidth. Vast volume of bandwidth. So all the ISPs, internet service providers, you all people may be using Geo, Reliance Geo, or earlier we were with Airtel, or earlier the people will be BSNL, or earlier the people will be Vodafone. So whatever may be it, please see. So you need to take the spectrum how much you want from your government of India. That means this vast volume of your spectrum is under sharing. Your volume of your spectrum or bandwidth is under sharing. And some are shared to this, and some are shared to this, and some are shared to this, some are shared. So if I allocate them fixed slots, that means what? The bandwidth I have allocated something to Geo, and something to this guy, and something to this, and something to this. They are trying to provide the internet only with the spectrum which is under sharing, which is under the control with your government of India. So that's why here what I mean to say that your data rate is fixed, you cannot change it. And that particular fixed slot is being using by multiple number of stations. Okay. So what is static channel allocation and what is a dynamic channel allocation? In dynamic channel allocation, your data rate is not fixed. In dynamic channel allocation, your data rate is not fixed. Not fixed data rate. What will happen here? So nodes can able to access the channel dynamically. So whenever nodes are accessing the channel dynamically, there may be a big problem. That's the collisions. According to static allocation, what is the advantage? The advantage is collision chances are less because everybody is given a fixed amount of bandwidth. Then you can able to use within that particular fixed amount of bandwidth. Other bandwidth is different from your bandwidth. So collision chances are less. But in dynamic, the collision chances are more. Why collision chances are more? They may come because it is not a fixed. They may come at some time, same frequency also. Collision. That's why. But nowadays we are using dynamic channel allocation only, not the static allocation. But using a good MAC technique so that you won't have any kind of collision. Very less number of collision. So let us see how static allocation is being done. This is a static channel allocation. So allocating a single channel is in the form of frequency division multiplexing. So in this, every node is going to be given a small amount of frequency. In that frequency only you can able to access the data or you can able to send the data. This is called as what? Fixed channel allocation or fixed channel assignment. Okay. So a fixed portion of frequency channel is allocated to individual node. A node can access or send the data within the given frequency only. If there are n users are there and the bandwidth is divided into n equal sized portions, fixed portions. If there are n users are there, your entire bandwidth is divided into what is the bandwidth? Your data rate, data transfer rate is bandwidth, is divided into n equal sized portions and each is assigned to one particular node. For example, you say I'm having a 10 Mbps channel. Now I'm writing a shared channel here which is of 10 Mbps. So this 10 Mbps would like to access by 4 nodes, assume. Then what will happen? Each 10 Mbps is divided by 4 nodes. So node 1 is going to given you 2.5 Mbps frequency, and node 2 also will be given only this frequency so that you can access this, and he can access only 2.5 and he can access only 2.5 Mbps. With a given particular frequency, this is under frequency 1 and this is under multiplexing. I am saying this is under frequency 3, this is under frequency. So therefore what will happen? There will not be any kind of collision because you are accessing your particular shared channel. This is our shared channel. You are accessing the shared channel only within the given multiplexed frequency. So you have less number of chances of collision according to that. So since each user has a different frequency band and there will not be any kind of interferences between the user. Interference is nothing but collisions. So this is a simple efficient for smaller number of users. But what is the disadvantage? Now listen the case. So there is a shared channel and it is divided into 4 frequencies. This is given to N1, this is given to N2, this is given to N3, this is given to N4, and your channel is under shared mode. Now listen, N1 is given a frequency 1, he has given a multiplexing 2, he has given multiplexing 3, he has given multiplexing 4. And N1 can send the data only within this frequency only. N1 is always busy in transmission of data, but other nodes are not utilizing the frequency. Please understand. N1 only using, but other nodes are not using. They are not having data. Other nodes not using. Therefore, there may be a chance of what? Wastage of bandwidth. This is one of the important disadvantages. What is that? If spectrum is divided into n parts and fewer than n users are currently interested, then remaining bandwidth is going to be wasted. And next one is similar to that. What is that? If more than n user want to communicate, and sometime they will be denied lack of bandwidth to communicate, lack of bandwidth. So how you can able to allocate using this kind of equation? You can able to allocate in the static allocation. That is nothing but T is equal to 1 by U star C minus L. 1 by U is the bits or frames. T is equal to mean time delay in seconds. C is equal to capacity of the channel. L is equal to arrival rate of your frames in seconds. And if it is for n channels, your time for frequency division multiplexing is n into T is the same. So here C minus L is divided by n because n stations are there. Please understand. C minus L is divided by n station. Therefore, it is a C by n minus it is a L by n because n is nothing but number of nodes. So dynamic channel allocation. Frequency bands are not permanently assigned. They may be varied. Channel is allocated to users dynamically as they needed from central available spectrum pool. The allocation is done considering that number of parameters because there may be a chance of what? Collisions because it's a dynamic. That's why what are the parameters we are using to share your channel dynamically? There are 6 parameters. What is that? What type of stations you are using? And you see that shared channel only I am using. As the bandwidth I am assigning dynamically, there may be a chance of collision, and this is a continuous time. If I want to transmit, what will happen? And I should get a slotted time so that I am not going to get any kind of collision. I need to provide a carrier sense multiple access. That means what? First, I will sense the channel before transmission of data. So these are all the parameters you need to keep it in mind before going for what? Dynamic channel allocation. Right now, we have many of the applications are following, shared channel applications are following the some like radio broadcasting, like FM networks, they are following static channel, but remaining almost all they migrated to dynamic channel. They are seeing that all these assumptions are there. They are providing mechanisms to solve them also. That's it, my dear friends. This is how we learn why the requirement of medium access control sublayer. Next class, we will see the channelization mechanisms like FDMA, TDMA, and CDMA. Okay, stay tuned to Unacademy and stay tuned to my classes. We will meet in the next session. Please use my referral code for in-depth training and other kind of subjects. Please join into Unacademy because we cannot provide everything in the YouTube. So please join into Unacademy so that